extends to us. Farther than from a sunrise to a sunset. That's how far you have removed our guilt from us. The same way a loving father feels toward his children. That's but a sample of your tender feelings toward us. Your beloved children who live in awe of you, you know all about us, inside and out, and you are mindful that we are dust. I want you to listen to a song this morning entitled Eagle's Wings. I'm dating myself this morning, but how many of us remember Charlie Chaplin? Anybody remember? He left us, I think, 4 important messages that I want to leave you or begin with the eulogy of because they're important for us. The first he left us was Nothing is forever. In this world, not even our problems. I don't know about you, but how many let our problems get the best of us sometimes? Number two, I love this one. I love walking in the rain because no one can see my tears. Number three, the most lost days of life is a day that we don't laugh. And then finally, the 6 best doctors in the world is the sun, rest, exercise, diet, friends. I talked with Roger a little bit earlier this morning, and we go way back. And his remark to me was that Dustin checked on him almost every day. And I said, well, I'm getting ready to retire. And so I'll check on him once in a while, but him and I are not going to have a steady diet, okay? But friends, they're important. I think about our world today. It's a mess. Not getting political. But I need people that care about me. I want you to turn to the person next to you and say, I love you and I care for you. Go ahead. I mean, I know. Go ahead. Come on. Don't be bashful. I thought about Dustin's life. I knew him, saw him in the community. I'm a community person. And I'll talk about it in a minute, most of the time I saw Dustin, it was at the VFW. And Roger asked me, Pastor Al, what were you doing at the VFW? And I said, none of your business. No, I did not say that, please. That is not what I said. But I remember those times where he, as you know, would poke you. He'd give you a job. But I want to think about the legacy that Dustin has left us. And I thought about that word legacy. We throw words around, and I usually like to go back, and I have a Webster dictionary of 1859. And you say, Pastor Al, I knew you were old, but I didn't know you were that old. But it is amazing because the context of that dictionary speaks a little bit different translation volumes than it does in our world today. Legacy, a long-lasting impact of events or actions that took place in the past in a person's life. Legacy is something that can be positive or negative. In legacy, in the negative sense, it is something that has been neglected. In the positive sense, it is something that will live on for generations to come. That is the case that's before us of Dustin demasr. He leaves a legacy for us that will live on for generations. And I say that because of the impact he has made on our lives. Anybody want to say amen to that? He's a character. Amen. Thank you. He every time I met him, it was always something. But Dustin began to write his legacy on August the 6th, 1981. He was born in Morrisville, Vermont, at Copley Hospital to Roger, Denise, and Dave Mayo, and God blessed their home with rascals. Daughter Tori, Danny, Todd, and Dustin. Anybody want to say they're rascals? I don't know about this. I do know about this family, and Todd's after me because he calls me sir all the time. It just makes me feel old. But I grew up with a brother and sister, and my brother and I, our nicknames were Frank and Jesse James. Now, I want to inform you that when I was born, I did not have a reverend on my birth certificate. I was one of those kids, and we were brought up in the church. I was one of those kids in Sunday school. When I get there, I need to apologize to some Sunday school teachers for my actions. Dustin was a rascal in a good way. He always had that smirk, that grin. You just never knew what he was going to be up to, and you always had to watch out. That's all I'm saying. I thought about that, and I thought growing up, we knew that everyone all around us not only was different, unique, but like most of us. How many true Vermonters do I have this morning? Let me see your hand. How many say and want to say and believe Vermonters are independent? Vermonters are stubborn. That's not a put down. That's a good thing. One thing I do know about Dustin, he's pretty independent. He did his own thing. Whether you liked it or not, he did it. And listen, he leaves a legacy of love, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But one of the things about him, somebody long time ago wrote the words, "I did it my way." It kind of fits him in what he did. He finished his education and began his time in the workforce. He saw and understood that hard work was what allowed you to get ahead. I need to stop here. It's not a personal or a political issue here or statement I want to make. But there's a lot of people today in the school is telling everybody that's going through the school system, everybody gets a trophy. I want to tell you, at 73, I realize not everybody gets a trophy. Anybody want to say amen to that? I was taught growing up, and it's a little bit different now, but I was taught growing up, you worked for what you wanted. Nobody handed you anything, and that was his motto. Work hard. Do what you want. Enjoy life. I got to say, he did. And so he knew working hard to get ahead was an important thing in his life. It was a work ethic, a work motto that exemplified him. He met a young woman by the name of Michelle Laughlin, and on June the 2nd, 2001, they were married. They shared life together for almost 24 years, and then came a mutual parting of the ways. But even after that separated, they continued to be friends to the end. Dustin was employed at McGee Office Products as a director of the business development there. And he lived out their logo that stated, "It's all about the delivery." If you were with Dustin's presence, you quickly knew that he was the life of the party. And by that I mean Dustin loved to joke and tease, but always was looking for a reaction from you. The last time I saw Dustin, as I shared with Roger, was at the VFW. And by the way, I was there for, I think, Wednesday night Hamburg. And he was there, and he's always joking and laughing every time I met him. And he was picking on me that evening. I had something going on. It was late that I got to the VFW. And there was an elderly lady sitting next to him. I don't even know what you call them, those tickets. You know those tickets you buy and you unfold them? What are? Rip-offs, thank you. And Dustin was sitting next to her, and I went over, we were chatting, and he goes, "Good. She needs some help. Pastor Al, she needs some help opening these tickets." And I said, "What?" Anyway, she opened one, won $100. And Dustin's saying to me was, "Well, at least you're good for something." And I go, "What?" And he goes, stay here. I go, I'm going to eat my hamburger, okay? It wasn't me. It wasn't anything I did, but I love that and always remember it. At least you were good for something. That was his wisecracks all the time to us, amen? You never knew what he was going to say, what he was going to do. And so that's what I mean. He was the life of the party. I thought about that, and when you were around him, you always knew you had to watch out. You never knew what he was up to from one moment to the next. His huge grin, and you knew that Dustin had ways that we will never forget. Amen? They will carry on with us, and we will hold them in our hearts. I was thinking about that, and I'm not whining this morning, but a few weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, I had a stroke. And when you have a life event, life takes a whole new focus on things. Well, anyway, the miracle of it all is the technology we have today. I don't know about you, but I'm technically challenged. Anybody there with me? But you know what? I have a heart monitor right here. I have a phone that the monitor is connected to the phone, and this phone, real-time data is being sent to a hospital in Boston. My point is this. Dustin may be gone, step through that door to eternity. But he is in our heart, and wherever he's at, he always will be in our heart. He'll be there checking on us and loving us. One of the things about Dustin that I do know and I remember very well, he had a heart of gold. He would help anybody. Could I say, even if it was wrong, he'd still help them? He always had an answer. Anyway, I'm just saying, he always had an answer. But he was good at helping. Even though he never had children of his own, Dustin loved children. He cared about them. Couldn't wait to hold them. And so as I think about that, when friends and relatives had fundraisers, he was always there to help. Call Uncle Dustin, he can help. And it's amazing what he did. Anyway, he loved children, but especially Dustin loved his nieces and nephews, Saver and Zoe DeMar, Gwen and Griffin Gibson, Grayson Leon, Parker Larson, and Theo Cheney. Dustin loved his dog, Finley. On the front of the brochure, you will see a picture of him with his dog. Now, I don't know who looked better. You take it however you want to this morning, but this one thing I do know is you make the choice. But I think that dog's pretty cute, and he loved Finley. He leaves behind his parents, siblings, nieces and nephews, his aunts and uncles, grandmothers, but may we never forget the legacy that Dustin has left with us. And I want to read that because it's important. It's called Legacy by Nicole Norderman. I don't mind if you got something nice to say about me, and I enjoy an accolade like the rest. And you can take my pictures and hang it in a gallery of all the who's, and so-sos. That used to be the best and such, it wouldn't matter much. I want to leave a legacy. How will you remember me? Do you choose to love? Did I point to you enough to make a mark on things? I want to leave an offering of mercy and grace, who blessed your name unapologetically, but I want to leave the kind of legacy that you will always remember me. He was a unit, and I'll leave it at that. We're going to go to personal reflections, and maybe there's someone that wants to share a few things this morning. If you do, Pastor Lorenda has a mic, and please use the mic so that, see this thing hanging here? They even got me to use this. So some of us are old school, but use the mic so that people can hear you. So if there's somebody, just stand where you're at, and she will bring the mic to you. Anybody with a funny story, a personal item that you'd like to share about Dustin? Don't make me call on you. No, I'm only kidding. If not, then in your bulletins. Okay, you want me to read them? Yeah. Yep. You want to come up? You want to stand right there, Denise? Okay. Pastor Lorenda. I know you don't like this.
To Dustin, even though you weren't my blood son, you made a big impact on me throughout the years. When I first met your mom and you, I went, wow, this kid's a wild one. But the more I got to know you, I could see what you were doing. You were just trying to cover up who you really were. You're someone with a really big heart, and over the years, you showed that over and over, even though you tried to hide it. We will miss the joking and the laughter that you brought into everyone's situation, every life. I thought you would be here to take care of your mom for me, but as I promised Dan, and I promise you, I will take care of her for as long as I'm here. I love you, Dustin.
First, I want to tell you, this is uncensored. No red marks. Dustin, when I looked at you yesterday morning, I knew something wasn't quite right. I played with your hair, but that wasn't really it. So I sat down and I looked at you and I saw that you needed a hat. You didn't have a hat on and you needed one. Thinking about it now, I see it wasn't just the hat. Something else was missing. It's that grin. The one that made everyone wonder what you did or what the heck was coming next. The one that I will always remember and see when I think of you. I'm so very grateful that God chose me to be your mom. However, there was times when that was tested. Like at 5 a.m. when I woke up to you calling, Mom, Mom, only to find out you'd been sorting your tackle box on your bed and a fish hook worked its way into your knee in the middle of the night. Or when you tied a string around the sprayer on the faucet, so I turned on the water and I got sprayed. Let's just leave it there. We don't want to give away everything. People have been coming and telling me what a great guy you were. You had a heart of gold and a presence to match. And I know that because I'm your mom. But it's sure nice to hear it from others who loved you. Sometimes hard to understand why things happened as they do, I just keep waiting for you to pull in the driveway so we can say, Dad's here, and watch Finn jump up off the couch from beside me on the couch and run to the window and see if you're coming up the walkway. Dave and I promise we'll take good care of Finley. Lots of people said they would love to take him, but you trusted me with him, and we all know how much you loved him. And he lets me hold on to part of you throughout this, although he does mine better than you did. Well, I better stop for now so I don't get carried away. Give Dan a big hug for me. And you both better behave yourselves. I want to leave you with this message. I found this on the internet. About my sons. I changed it a little bit. It's plural. The days will always be brighter because they existed. The nights will always be darker because they're gone. And no matter what anyone says about grief, the truth is there are certain sorrows that never fade away until the heart stops beating and the last breath is taken. Our angels in heaven.
Thank you. Thank you, Denise. Anyone else? If not, I'd invite you to turn in your brochures as a responsive reading. It's an insert. Hopefully you have it. We'll read it together. It's from Psalms 23. And it's a little bit different, but it is an amazing psalm that shouldn't just be read at funerals, but read quite often as God is our shepherd and our helper. So I'll read the pastor part. You read in the bold as the congregation. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not be in want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. There's a song that I've really grown to love and appreciate because I don't know about anybody else here, but I'm kind of a country and western fan. And a few years ago now, Brooks and Dunn sang a song, I Believe. And then the last year or maybe year and a half, Jelly Roll joined them in the song, Believe. Listen to the words.
Old man Ricky lived in that White House down the street where I grew up. Mama used to send me over with things. We struck a friendship up. spent a few long summers out on his old porch swing. He said he was in the war and in the Navy, lost his wife and lost his baby. I broke down and asked him one time, I said, how you keep from going crazy? He said, I'll see my wife and son in just a little while. I asked him what he meant. He looked at me and smiled and said, I raise my hands, I bow my head. I'm finding more and more truth that the words written in red. They tell me that there's more to life than just what I can see. Oh, I believe. Oh.
A few years later, I was off at college, talking to Mom on the phone one night, getting all caught up on the gossip, the ins and outs of the small town life. Said, oh, by the way, son, old man Wrigley died. Later on that night, I laid there thinking back, thought about a couple long lost souls. I didn't know whether to cry or laugh. If there was ever anybody deserved to take it to the other side, it'd be that sweet old man who looked me in the eyes. He said, I raise my hands, bow my head. I'm finding more truth in the words written in red. They tell me that there's more to life than just what I can see.
I can't quote the good book, don't know the chapter or the verse.
But you can't tell me this all ends in a slow ride in a hearse.
You know I'm more and more convinced the longer that I live.
This can't be.
No, this can't be.
No, this can't
This
be.
can't be.
This can't be all there is.
I raise my hand, bow my head.
Finding more
Truth.
words written in red. Tell me that there's more to life than just what I can see. I believe. I
of you will live in me, way down deep inside my heart. The days keep coming without fail. New wind is gonna find your sail. That's where your journey starts. You'll find better love, strong as it ever was, deep as a river runs, warm as the morning sun. Please remember me. Just like the waves down by the shore, we're gonna keep on coming back for more, 'cause we don't